I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CT Review. Today is October 30, Thursday, 2025. Hope you had a good day. So I'm out of the trade, just so you know, get into the target. But before I get in there, because I know the market's moving, we talked about taking this low out one more drive when it made this higher low right here, if it was going to go push back up, right? And it did push back up, and it actually did do that. Gap down, took that first drive from the retracement of this high to this higher low, and then I said it would push back up. It came back up for this high. It did that. What did we get in Asia? We got to pull back, and we broke that low that we made. So I can't give you more projections or examples in this example when it already ended up happening overnight, right? I also gave an option that if it want to come lower, it might just fall through. Yeah, that's true. But also if it comes up here and we're getting the end of the month, I've been talking about it. And this week I had a guy unfollow me because he couldn't believe that I took that trade yesterday. It's like, why? I do this all the time. You might be new. I have no idea. But whatever the case is, I do fire here. I'm not playing here. It's not stroking my ego. I'm telling you things in the week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, coming back on Wednesday, the month to settle somewhere high, in general speaking, right? So we ended up taking that high. They showed their hand by coming all the way back. And let's go right to it. Let's go right to it. Let's go right to it. Look at this. Look what they did. They gapped down here, as you know, and they took out that little low. Remember, if you watch yesterday's video, that's why they're long, because I explained very detailed that low, that was the higher low, a higher high, and then they made that higher low with the second drive, which is the opening of today's gap. That gap's going to be used today. As you see, I take this sell. We push up, we take out that high. They automatically shoot back down with this big fucking candle. Right here, this shows you it's in control. This is a break. That's a higher low, a higher high, a break. Yeah, it didn't close through it. Oh well, doesn't matter. We understand that took that out, and it's a possibility that we get into this deeper area. Now, because I expected that shit yesterday, that's why I didn't take the buy. Okay, watch this. Now you're going to see the fire here. What's the levels down here? Oh, I drew them now. I gave you a clear level of that imbalance that we made yesterday. I drew this one right here. I took away the 4-hour ones and I just put this daily one here. And then I added the the imbalance from last Friday till Monday, and then Tuesday created it, which is here. This is the daily imbalance. That's what this big blue one is, and that's also incorporating the opening gap. You have to include the gap in a daily imbalance. Oh, let me go. You don't see it right there. See the daily imbalance. So this is a candle, and a candle. The middle one, you have that low. And then, well, obviously, if it gapped, you have to include the gap. So this is now quadded, right? Very simple. And then you also have still that gap, opening week gap with it quadded. That's it. That's what these levels are here. And then, this is the first imbalance in the AM session here, this green one. And then this is the PM session of Monday. Why is that important? Because it's Monday. Monday and Wednesdays are the most important. That's why they're going to most likely get drawn to algorithmically. Okay, we have structure, and we have structure going to our algorithmic area. Look how we do it perfectly. This is fire, just so you know. Look at the body sitting. So this is Tuesdays. I actually use Tuesdays as well. This is the AM session, right? Which we came yesterday and we bounced. Remember that? And then what's it called? Well, because that made the imbalance of that daily. But we have the body sitting here in this 1 hour beautifully. You'll see how I execute there. And then now let's go back to it, buddy. Let's go back to it. So you see down here, I have now it dragged out. That's the Monday's PM session, and this is Monday's AM session. Okay, very, very clear. What do I have here? I have this projection because it broke. When this retraces, this is not a retrace, that's a break. So if we're going to see flow that way, what are we going to see? We're going to just to show you that I am able to move in the directions of where the market is going most likely based off of price action, right? So this is not contrived or hindsight, but you can see we talked about this shit yesterday. Remember that? So it didn't pull back and then just keep going is also my point, right? So with this big candle in control, look at how the phase of price is next. If this is a expansion back down with this expansion up, that's a break. Then you expect a retrace. The retrace is sitting inside that stupid candle, which is in control. If you're getting a lower high here, if this is a retrace popping back up, consolidation, even if it is, it's going to then expand next. See the expansion next, where underneath the daily, or underneath the daily gap, and then we also understand that low from yesterday, which is the data low considered, probably that and daily imbalance, which is this one right here, and then this is that daily right there, right? So what do we do? Well, if you're, let me move in here. Well, actually, let me just go to the trade. So once 930 is here and we have that opening range gap up here, it's also, you have coupled with that today's daily gap. It's considerably large. And what do? At 930, they immediately shoot down. Okay, and just so you know, look at the 1 minute chart here. This is this green one here. This is Tuesday's imbalance, first imbalance. The one here, right here, this one, this lower, see this little lower green one? This is today's first imbalance. And then we had a PM session one, which I'll show you in the next trade. So I'm wanting to see how this is going to work underneath it and use it as resistance. But when we first come down, we seal that, we run through it, we took the low out, and then we came right to that daily imbalance, to the tick bounces, literally on it. This is not random, and these circles are not random. This is, what time is it? 12:54. When I'm up here, I draw this. This is already drawn. You'll see how we're coming forward now. This bitch right now, probably. Man, stop it. And then, so now the framework's there. The Asia range is also right here, -1 and -2. That's this line right here. Then the projection, you have -1 here and -1.5. Very clear, right? So now I've explained all these areas that are here. Don't get lost in this. And this is the top quadrant of that daily imbalance. It's coupled with this guy right here, the one in red. This is me saying I don't need to get here. I do want to get here, but I don't know if it's going to get here either. This is the logic of the phases of price. Back to this. This is a retracement up here, and then the expansion. Now you have a new lower low. 930 pushes that for a new lower low. You are still in the phase of selling in that leg from here to, from lower high to then this lower low. You see it, bink, bounces there. This is pretty ugly, but you can still see the structure. Comes up, pushes up, and then this candle closes here. This candle pushes down and pushes back up. That's a new high. That's a low, lower high, lower low. And if I draw it, shift maybe, push back. Then you get this candle, and then this one pushes up, this wick here. Then it retraces back. That's another high and a higher low. Then it shoots off, okay? You have this balanced price range right here. And then what are they doing? Well, they've already made the lower low. So from here, what do you expect here at this time of price? You expect a lower low to a lower high, right? Because you just made this leg. You just made this leg here, this to this, right? Lower low, these areas right here. Lower high to lower low. Where's the lower low to lower high? Shoots right up and takes out everybody that was trying to sell pre-930 and 930 right there. Gets to the opening range 50% perfectly right there. That's the line. What does it do? It snaps to it, giving you play-by-play for free, right? And then you see this. See this here? This is the daily gap. You're also inside that. Boom. It immediately rejects, and then I'm already in that bitch. Why? Because now I know that's the lower high. Pushing up, boom. Where's my order flow from there? Well, it shoots down here and breaks. See this? See? Oh, higher lows up. Finale up. Lower high. Shoots down. Break. Retraces deep. Comes to the 25% of the opening range gap. That's that line right there. Right? And my entry is right there. My stop loss is at 50% always. I want to show you this. Then it comes down. Comes to that imbalance. Retraces back into this imbalance there. This up candle is a block. It's going to get resistance. And sure enough, they meet and X marks the spot where they equal. Tags it right there. See that 50? Then it comes back down, plays up, comes right back to this next up stupid candle. This was, it was hard to deal with when this pushed back up. But I understood the logic here. Remember, this is all drawn here, so it's not made up. I want to make sure you see this so you think I'm not playing. Look how I got out here and we just came all the way here. We missed this, and look, you see what it's doing live. That should just happen now. Wow, look at that. Is it random? No. Okay, this low right here is a little bit random, but maybe it's on purpose, so they missed it just on purpose, right? And then they know people been. Let me tell you something. They're holding this bag still, and look at this shit here. Look at this shit here. Imagine if you were still in the fucking market. Fuck that. Wow, I'm glad I got that on record. So, yeah, level's still there. Yeah, this is not made up, right? So pushes back up that up candle, another resistance block. Okay, cool. We come back down, and then you have this last up candle, and they were making this shit difficult, So I was holding it for what? I want to get to here and to here. It might not be on my time frame, but this is the general gist. I'm trying to hold it for lunchtime. Look at 11:54. This is very specific what I'm telling you. I'm taking the picture here. I've already got 1, 2, 3 drives. They're flirting with this. They're not taking it out. And lunch is about to start. The 12 o'clock candle. And generally, London or lunch, in this case, lunch was the case that was really going to do it, is they act as hunting for liquidity. So anything after the 10 o'clock, because I'm trading the 4 o'clock candle. The 4 o'clock candle, this is a 4 o'clock play. So the 10 o'clock candle pushes up, right? That's the wick of the 4-hour candle that I'm in, and I'm holding it. That's how I'm getting into this trade. So it's coming down here. I understand that this thing can hunt liquidity. Where's liquidity? Look to your left. So they're making these lower high. You, in a perfect world, dude, you would love for it to just sink down from here, right? Look at the chart. You know it's coming here. I know it's coming there. How they're going to do it is bogus. What they do? Well, we push down here, and you see the flow here. I'm using that Tuesday. This is Tuesday's, and then this is today's. This one right here. I told you that already, right? And we finally get in. I'm trying to use this daily imbalance as a resistance as well as an inversion, and boom, we use it, we come back, and now what's going to happen? 12 o'clock's about to come, and is it either going to come down or is it going to shoot back up? What did they do? Right here. This is lunch right here. See this? Lunch, low, lower high, lower low. Look what happens. They shift above here, dirty, act like it's going to sell. It could have still sold here, but guess what it did? Then they got this bullish strong candle. And this bullish strong candle, what they doing? It's lunchtime. Lunchtime. What are they doing? They're hunting liquidity after 10:30. These guys right here. After 10 o'clock. Or any lower high that was created after 10 o'clock. Where's that? Right here and right here. Look how they literally get inside the wick of this fucking lower high. Right there. Look at that. Perfect. Right? It's still hitting that up candle. This level here. See that? Pink. See that right there? So what's the goal here? Taking the profit, letting it run, get stopped out. Okay, I'm done. Get stopped out. So I'm on lunch. I'm chilling. I'm expecting this flow. What is the flow? Move down 1, move up 2, which is where I first sell. Here. Move up 2. Where's my next trade? Move down 3. Your 1, 2, and maybe 3 trades are going to happen, the most probability, before 12 o'clock or London close. So move down 1, move up 2, lower high. Where's my lower low? Trying to make a lower low. That's what this is. Yes, I want to come in here. Watch what they do. They don't do it here. Okay, so they push all the way up and they take this guy here and slightly that guy. They don't take out that, and that's actually good for being bearish. Because if this was move 1, move up 2, move down 3, if 3 continues, or it's going to be 4 that pushes up all the way. It comes up, so you can count that as a 4, and then rolls over as a 5. But follow me here. Lower low, I'm sorry, lower high. 1, 2, 3 down. And then this is still a lower high. So this is a lower high, a lower high, and then the lower low. Okay, fine. I'm understanding what they're doing or what they can do. So this is just a lower high here. This is internal. This leg is just internal. Finale. Doesn't break that. Comes back up for this. Don't get lost in what I'm saying because it's actually pretty easy. But in a sense, you understand. It doesn't keep going up here. So then we're working this area. We have this imbalance right here. We come underneath it. We're playing around. We can't get out of this fucking area, which was annoying as shit. But that's why I was doing something. And I was just, at one point when the price action went here, I thought the actual screen was stuck. I was like, what the fuck? Because I was on a 5-minute looking somewhere else. And I thought it was frozen. And then sure enough, it started to pan out. But let me get back to this. So they make these lower highs here. And this right here, dirty. Fucking dirty. But what we're doing, we tagging that imbalance. We tag it, we come away from it, we come right back up, we tag it again. On the 50, just take a second to even look at it on your own. This is my chart. This is not no one else's fucking chart. So this is very specific. You can see it moving around where it's algorithmically getting delivered. But boom, resistance there. Now, where's my entry here? Where's my entry here? This is that Tuesday's first imbalance right there. See that? Look where my entry is. It's at 50%. So what do? We knock it, and then now we're in it. All right. I'm pushing sell here at this entry level, and then the stop loss is here because now I don't want to visit up here. If it's going to keep coming up here, it's probably going to keep going. All right. This is do or die. It's either gonna, you get a little pennant, whatever people want to call it. It's either going to break up this way or it's going to break up down that way. Why am I breaking down this way? Because I want to get into fucking these specific levels I'm telling you about. Guess what? It pans out beautifully. Finally, actually. Then you see it coming down underneath. 50% there on the daily imbalance. That's that daily imbalance. Comes underneath, uses this bearish imbalance right there. I got it highlighted. Bodies stop. Look at the 50% of that bearish imbalance right there. We come underneath. We tag it again right there. Boom. See that? Oh, and it's coupled the same level as that daily imbalance. That is algorithmic confluence. Tag it. Boom. Pushes down. Now we're fucking hunting, baby. Where do we go? First of all, when I'm taking this trade, I definitely want to come here first. Okay. I'm glad I just showed you that I was already out of the trade before you saw that push up, because I didn't want to push it down because it's going to cover the screen. I'm trying to fit all this on a 1 minute. So I'm showing you specifically, look at the time at 3:23, that next candle opened up. So this picture is showing the 22 candle, 322, the 323 literally just opened up right now and hasn't moved yet. Done. If it breaks that candle right there, that 1 minute candle, I want to see if it rushes. If it doesn't, I'm out right there. Stop loss is right there. I didn't move it because I don't want to cover the fucking picture. You get what I'm saying? So, okay, cool. So guess what? Hunts right down. So when it get to here, I'm expecting to go lower than this. Because that's why I got this second circle. What's the second circle? That's that fucking first imbalance of the PM session from Monday, coupled with the -1 and that -2 standard deviation right there. You can't make this shit up, right? Obviously you can't, because I got it here before, way before, right? Oh, by the way, 11:54. Look what happened. Lunch took it. See that? This is very specific what I'm showing you here. Okay, cool. So we came down and got stopped the fuck out. Beautiful, man. This is what's the word I'm looking for? Mastery. This is experience. I mean, you can't make this up, bro. And, for the guy who won't follow me, hey, listen, I do this shit every day. Do I take losses? Obviously. Do I sometimes go on a little tilt trying to catch these bitches sometimes? Yeah, these little swing point. Yeah, I sometimes make mistakes as a human trader, okay? And execution sometimes is not great, whatever the case is. But this is very clear what I'm showing you. Very clear. I'm not copying anyone else's chart, bro. Ain't no one else on the internet doing this for free anyway. And you ain't gonna see this chart. Even if they were fucking, even if they had a chart and they were a millionaire, I bet you they don't have a chart like this. Promise you. Okay, I'm just saying because, Anyways, let me move forward. So that's it. What do we do? Look when I got out. Oh, what's that candle? 322. Isn't this the 323 candle? Did that come up and take that candle? Boom. Yeah, I was done. Now what did it do? It came up here. Yeah, I was in this cell from here, remember? What did it do? It made another low right here. And then you got to see it push up, right? Live, obviously. So anyways, moving forward and what's it called? I don't even want to get into this. Wasn't really something I was looking at, but whatever. Here's dollar, and dollar was pushing up. So we talked about yesterday, and I almost said, who cares about dollar? But I said, yeah, it's bearish. It looks bearish. And I said that, but I also said that October, and I've been saying it all month, that dollar is seasonality for it to go up. Here's that push. This is in agreement with what I'm doing by selling. Fucking simple. Ain't nothing else I could tell you there. And then Dow did come a little lower. Okay. Look at that, bro. I would be salty, bro. This is why I don't trade Dow. Look at the low and the low. 50%. Perfectly. A hair above. So it came down, took out the previous day's low, popped all the way up into this rejection wick. And wow, made it pretty scary there, pretty ugly. Yeah, it's fizzling out for the month. That's fine. But again, they're avoiding this like the plague. Another reason why to sell, besides the structure, is that we understand that this is a possibility too, right? But guess what? I'm already done, and it already shot back up. So fuck them. They're on some bullshit. This is manipulation in what they're doing today. Obviously in this week, right? People thought it was a very difficult week, and it was if you're married to coming into here. But guess what? You saw me take a buy on Tuesday. That's to show you I'm not married. Why no trade on Monday? It's no news, and it's Monday with this gap. So you have very low probability of it coming back down, right? So anyways, that's that. But Tuesday, look at the choice of trades in this week. I'm freaking damn near done. So trade up one, and I sold Tuesday, right? And didn't take that buy up on Tuesday. This is obviously Dow, but I'm just talking to you. Wednesday, let me get out of Dow because this is confusing me right now, but pretty ugly now, that's for sure. But you kind of really don't know what it's going to do, but it kind of looks like it just wants to come back in. We talked about it being that 50% here from yesterday's video. I was talking about, is this going to be influential or not? It bounced up, and then you got another fucking sell right back. So I said there was some room here, so kind of leaning towards making some, coming back down, right, for price. But anyways, let me move forward. Shoot straight up, pump, dump, stayed in the same spot. Amazing. But also ugly. Look at this shit. I mean, it's great if you know how to, you see momentum and you want to catch that trade and cut it off, and it's cool. It's not difficult. It's just, it just sucks. So, and then S&P, as I mentioned, so they popped up, made a new high as well, and they came right back in. So look at that. So, I talked about a speaker being formed there. If you watch yesterday's video, I said that, right? So we saw the speaker there. What did we do? We came above. Then we came back in and we made another low. So, and then their goal was to what? S&P the whole time was going to come back in deeper into their gap. I can draw what's missing, but you can see that they came underneath 50% right there, right? Still not sealing it though. So, guess what? Same situation here talking about. And then, because when I made the example of it pushing back up for a new high, yeah, it did that. But then you have to address what can happen from there. And guess what? They decided to break structure and come back more down in. So they're saving it to do this. Look how they did it. And there's nothing else I can say. This was a dump first. It kind of came down, lower low, came up for a lower high. They reached almost their upper quadrant right there. 50% sitting in their gap, and then, lower highs easier. This was a little easier, right? New lower low. What happens after a lower low? You got a lower high. Now, if you thought this was a reversal, because this at one point I was considering that in this situation here, because the way it looked, but this is Nas, so I understood the flow here. But it's an expansion with an expansion. This is very similar to what I said yesterday. This is why I didn't fucking take it, because I was looking for sells. Why? Because in this example yesterday, we made an expansion and we expanded back. We had the same scenario here, but what's the difference between yesterday and today? Well, once this lower high got made and I sold it, it came down here. That's why I got this circle, by the way, this first one. Because guess what? It can come down here and then buy back up. Why do I say that? Because expansion with expansion, it can, if that's the case and it's going to expand and make a new high, then after expansion, it can consolidate, push up, or it can make a high, retrace back for a higher low, and then make a new high and buy up. That's what happened yesterday. But I didn't want to see that yesterday. I would have rather seen this. What did they do? They did that. They did it today. In this case, this is not it's an expansion down for a lower low, and it's an expansion right back for a lower high quickly. But when this is a lower high and I'm not bullish, now I'm looking at this as a lower high, and then after the expansion back up for the lower high, that's really a retrace. So it's an expansion down to the left, and then it's a retrace. And then this retrace is going to do what? It's going to then expand back down for a new lower low. We just did that. Made the lower low. What's this? What's all this? This is making a lower high at the least. Doesn't matter what we say. If it keeps going or not, we know that at the moment, this is a lower fucking high. Beautiful. You can't make that shit up because it just finished it for you here, right? Am I involved? No. Does it matter? No. So, fire. And by the way, this is the PM session, this fucking dark one. I put it right there because I didn't want to overlap with this, because they're overlapping and it's getting a little messy, but it's okay. It's sold right there. See that candle right there? This 206. It literally just it's pretty much opening very close, and notice how it broke and just fell through the bed right there. See that? So not a coincidence that it happened here. Yeah, it's up and down, up and down. Oh my God, what's it gonna do? What's it gonna do? I was still in the logic of what we were gonna do. So I stuck with it, and it finally worked here. Okay, because it's like, what the fuck, bro? What are we doing? We don't know. But I know it's going to eventually work. Here it is. Here it is right here. Beautiful. That's why I stopped it right here. And then now I came to the final targets. I also look at this as sell 1. This here, sell 2. 2 could have kept going. It stopped. It retraced. And here's sell 3. Wow. So that means you jump rope. Move 1, 2. Really, this is all 3 down. All right? That's all 3 down. And then now you're getting move 4. Right? So what did I do? I was catching move. There was 2 bigger sells in move 3. Obviously, there's these intraday, man. I can't keep fucking talking. But move 1 down from here. That's sell 1 in here. And then this is really all still sell 3 coming down, but I'm able to catch move 1 of it and move 2. All right, the 2 sells that are in this leg. I hope that makes sense, right? Okay, cool. That's exactly what I did. Fire. Why? Because I'm expecting also that the next 4-hour candle, which was 2 o'clock, look how we came in. By the way, I'm in time. That's, wow, I'm glad I didn't fucking forget to say it. Look what time it is. Look where 2 o'clock is. That's 2 o'clock's right here. 2 o'clock candle opens above and then closes on that 50% of my entry. Boom, I'm already in. Stop loss goes above. So the next 4-hour candle is kicking in. Look how there's no wick on it at all. It just opened up. It was beautiful. Opened up. Boom. Would you have known that was 2 o'clock if you just looked at this price? No. But I know that the 4-hour candles, they're in control. Pops up. this next one, which was the 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock, came down, and then I got a portion of it here. Guess what? I'm now entering the next 4-hour candle to then do what? To then come down into this area. And look how can you imagine if I was still holding and the bitch came all the way back up here? Oh, where did it go? Came to that 50% of that daily that was used as resistance here. This is live, right? Oh, and guess where it's at? By the area where it broke. You see that? Because remember, pennant here, right? So leaking. I'm already luckily to be in it, and it's going the right way. And then guess what? These are all lower highs. Now that broke, someone's got a fucking trend line here. We don't use trend lines. We don't need them, but they broke here, and that's why they rushed for these, because the motherfuckers here, they're still in their trade. They're maybe still holding it. They rush for it. You feel me? So, man, dude, I don't know about making more, but let me tell you, it's just fire. Nvidia also was helpful with the pushing back down, right? So, and all the other mega stocks they were coming down hard too. So that was all the formula for today's success. You can't make this up, people. So you unfollowing me is like your loss. Some people don't even deserve this, just to be frank. But man. So look at the structure. They told on themselves with this. And then this right here. And then they gave you an expansion. They gave you the direction with this move. And that's how I'm able to capitalize. You think this is random? You think this is random? Do you think this is random? This is a little bit weird here. But whatever. It doesn't matter. But, it's not a coincidence that we came to we almost hit this bitch. I'm not saying we're not going to keep coming down anymore or anything or come into here. I'm just saying that this is how I play the day. Right? And the only struggling thing with today was that the high here, what was it here? Let's just say 400 even. And then 400 here. And then at 9:30, it was 375. No, it was 275, right? Points away. So 400, fuck me. 400 and 26,000 would be 400 points. So 300 points with a 26,100. So 275 points was right here. The daily range was today. The average daily range today was about 350, I believe they said. And then it's like, dude, most of the average day range is already printed. So it's like, with this. But with 9:30, the confluence of it just coming down already for what we talked about, like in this area here, was something they already came back to. So it was still early in the day once they made this reversal, or retracement. I'm sorry, not reversal, retracement. And then that's how I took it. I was still adamant about this area and being convinced, just like I was what I did yesterday. So because I wanted to come deeper yesterday. Anyways, man. Again, it was sloppy. This was sloppy. It was difficult, but the thing is the structure kept my training wheels on, and also understood. I understood this algorithmic. I'm waiting for this fucking shit to actually pan out, and because it's underneath it, and it's like, what are we gonna do? What are you guys gonna do, bro? But just so I made sure I did it. Lower low, lower high. This is an internal low. This is an internal lower high. There it is. And then obviously popping back up. That's your low. You see that? So that's how I was seeing it. See the leg here? See the leg? Straight shot. Boom. And then the continued leg down. There's your two cells. Yeah, buddy. Beast shit. But I tried. This is as simple as I can keep it. Right? So I have the structure with me, and then I have the algorithmic levels that I expect it to perform. And again, would I have loved this to just keep coming straight down? Yeah, that would be so easy, wouldn't it? And sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. It'll just make that lower low, and because it's got a lot to move. And it was still early in the day, so I was like, whatever. But now I think I'm talking too much. I've already explained the trades. I explained this, and what's tomorrow's Friday. What can I say now? Looking at the seasonal data. This might be a very huge buy, man. And this is why I hate making videos at this time, but this is the only and free best time I can make it. I'm late because I got to be going to the gym, man. And this is why I get frustrated, because it's a long video. And man, by the time I can get to the gym, it's like everybody on their mama's on the machines. It's like, man, stop it. That's why I usually try to go earlier. But anyways, to TMI. So this is how you don't need to go trade gold or whatever. Dude, these are great trades. You don't, it doesn't get any easier than this either. Just so you know, NASDAQ is the easiest asset out there, in my opinion, bro. You can go to gold. You can go look for another setup. Why? I still navigated this week and I stuck with my asset. Was some of it a little difficult? Yeah, but dude, the other assets are way fucking harder. Stop it, bro. This structure that I'm just outlined and performed today, dude, unfollow me if you want, bro, but you ain't gonna get better than this. You're not. But you can still be a part of the understanding if you look at the chart and understanding just more logical. It's just experience, man. There's nothing else that's really gonna, chart time is your tuition, as they say, man. All right, so, but I think that's really all I really need to say. But again, you can still be a part. This right here, this breaking that, and then getting stuck in here, giving you another expansion. Dude, they already gave you the flow, dude. They gave you the flow today. Like, no excuses. Friday, though, again, remember, if I was to go back to the drawings that I drew for you before, didn't I? I said something like this in this nature, right? Remember this? Well, here you also got a couple drives more, right? So this is like that one drive, we came down. We from FOMC yesterday, we made a second drive, they came back down. Then when I drew that example, this is that third drive. When I gave the example of what it should do, this is that third drive. It didn't keep going, it stopped. That's a third drive. 1, 2, 3. So it's not a coincidence that when it made that third drive here on the 15-minute, see that it shot down. Now guess what? You're on the right side of the curve here, and then now the real retracement's happening here, and then now you're on the right side of the curve, right? So this is where you put a line in here, you'll see man, I'm talking too much, but you get it. Here you want to see lower lows and lower highs on the retracement side. So this was really just, we didn't know that. We still needed to understand they wanted to come in here. This is the reason why this week was difficult. Now, let me take that back. The reason why it was difficult was because they have intentions in coming in here, but they're first pushing it up. That's why I was a buyer on Tuesday, right? So Wednesday, to keep it, I would love it easy if it just fucking came all the way down, which they didn't do that for Nas. So they pushed it up one more time, and then even today, we get it in Asia, and then that's your final drive, and then they break structure, use this as resistance, and then the flow starts to kick in, new low, lower high, right there. You can see it, man. I mean, so using the experience with time of the candles closing, all of that, the inefficiency with the structure is really, what I'm using with the seasonal data. So now that we've pushed down like this, guess what? I said that it would, we would want to close high, and it shows that it closes high. So, if it doesn't want to happen this week and we leave it alone, we should just be going straight the hell up, to be honest with you. Or, maybe just close for the month, and then the month will open up with, it coming back down. So let me fucking draw this. Bro, this is crazy. So you get what I'm saying, man. But the whole goal when I made this push up to retrace back, it's supposed to come deeper. We were supposed to already get that, but they're not doing it right now. So right now the flow is that retracement this high to this retracement. So it's going to be, let's just say, another going into the next month like this, right? And we make a high in the first, second week of November. Okay, so that's that. Or we close, depending on what Friday does. I can't make videos short, not with this type of fucking fire. Right now the low is here of the week. and we've already retraced back. Nah, man, dude, I'm late to the gym, bro. This sucks, man. It really does. What am I doing? Now I'm getting pissed. So, tomorrow's Friday. We just move this shit over, man. So we pulled in. Do they wanna? Is this selling off right now? Oh, look at that. So again, not on our time frame, but that's a lower high, and so do they want to come back in here, and then maybe bounce back up? We'll see if that's another option. So we're continuing the flow, lower high to coming back down here, um, you know, and that's just what it is. So, and Friday want to come back up because Friday is generally supposed to close close higher with the month, right? And that's why I'm saying, notice I'm trying to bring the price back up here. So even if we drop down and come back up here, fine. If not, then we just go from here. And Friday stops here, and then we'll maybe get a pullback again, and then shoot up for a new high, right? That's the flow. I hope all that made sense, dude, because this is just getting a little something, man. I'll be real with you. But fucking 41 minutes, bro. And having no next data, dude. I do my best I can, man, with it being the day before, and sure enough, I mean, I get frustrated for that, but I like my freedom. So look, it snapped right back to that daily amount. You think this is coincidence? So you think it snapped here, shot down, breakout area here, and then came right back. Look how we're dancing around that. Look at it specifically. So, well, that's why I said, will we break through? It probably will, but I'm out of the market. It doesn't matter. So I like you trade in your session, and you just leave it alone. But and by the way, this lower high here coming up here when it came back up, why I took this sell, breakout level. See this? See this breakout level here? That's why. Boom, trying to squeeze as much and then use the 50 opening range gap. There's a breakout level right there. See that? See that right there? This one. So there's this one, and then there's obviously this one over here. Not perfect, but that's the logic of what it's trying to do. Plus this, see these guys right here? 1, 2, 3, and they're sweeping that. So come in there, and this looks like it's back to bullish. It's getting there, but we'll see what they do, and just make the right judgment based off of what we discussed today. You guys take care. God bless.